Hey Rebels, it's Charlie, your host of the Salon Rebel Podcast. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that we all love to hate and hate to love, and that is content. Content. When did our jobs become so content heavy? I have really struggled with this over the years, as I'm sure we all have, as how many things we have to do now as salon owners. Now, something that people ask me quite often is, who does your content? Do you hire somebody to do it? And I have done many different things. I have hired somebody from the Philippines to help organize content and just, go on Canva and make the clips and, do that. And that didn't perform very well. I never liked that. I've hired somebody in Perth to be able to do it. And realistically, I find that it is just too damn expensive to be able to factor in a content creator that you are outsourcing. So in 2024, I decided to finally make the move to hire an in-house content creator. I didn't know how I was really going to afford that in our wages budget, but I decided that I needed to make an investment and make some sacrifice in order to get my business to that next level and in order to free me up of time. It just seemed like something that was out of my reach for so long. Like, I wanted to have somebody that was consistent with taking content, and I couldn't ever find somebody on my team that would do it. It's like somebody would sign up for it and they'd say, oh yeah, sure, I'll take content. And they would do it for like 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden things weren't getting posted. They're busy with clients. Like, our team is busy with clients. And this is one thing that I have always stood by, is like, I don't have my team in charge of the marketing. I feel like that is my job as the employer, the CEO, to organize marketing for my team. My team needs to concentrate on servicing the clients, giving them an epic experience, and not taking them away and making things on their phones. And as much as they can do that, if they want to, and they're creatively inspired, they can do that. If somebody is feeling like they want to get into that, sure, that's great, but I don't want that pressure on my team. So hiring somebody in-house was, I guess, that next step that I felt like I really needed to take in order to get the content being more consistent. Every time something would happen in my business, when shit hits the fan, our content would slip. We wouldn't be posting as much on all different platforms. It is really hard to get consistent. And when we were paying somebody to do it for us, we're paying about $100 per post. And I know that seems like a lot, like $100 per reel or per post. And say you're paying a company, I think I was paying $1,200 a month, and I was getting 3 or 4 posts a week. It seems like a lot for very little, right? But it is so time consuming to make content, to post content. And then when you get that content from somebody that's not even in your business, it just never really sits right. They weren't there for the moment. Like, a lot of those things are like, you had to be there. They don't really get the best parts of what you're sending them. And then so you're constantly disappointed in the creative. Now, this isn't the social media person's fault. It's just the fact that they don't work within your business. They are just getting what you've given them. They weren't there for the vibe. They don't know that time that you said oh, that's it. Or that's the perfect foil. Or, don't take that one, or that looked shit. They just aren't able to nail it as good as we can in-house. So hiring somebody in-house was, I guess, it's logical, it makes sense, but on a budget side of things, it's like, how am I going to be able to afford this? Because it kind of feels like you're paying somebody a position that you're not really seeing the return on investment for. Although if you're doing it right, you should be getting new clients from it. It should be helping your brand. You should be getting more customers, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to just take the plunge and go, you know what? I'm going to hire somebody casually. And this is what I always do. I'm always like, let's have the bar low, hire somebody casually, see how that works out. If it's not working, I can't afford it, or the content's not right, I can scrap it and do something else. But you have to sometimes take those risks in order to find out what's going to work for your business. And it's okay to take a risk and then it doesn't work and throw that idea out. That's okay too. So this is just one of the, many things that I would I wanted to try to see if I could get that to take my business to that next level. So I put an ad on Seek and I looked for a content creator. And oh my gosh, everybody and their dog wanted to be a content creator. Like the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, fucking everybody wanted to be a content creator. So sifting through those resumes was hard, but it was left me with hope. With at least like there's a hell of a lot more resumes than putting out a fucking hairdressing position, right? So that was actually exciting. For the first time, I was like, wow, I have way too many resumes to read, and they are actually living in this country already. So that's fabulous. So I found a couple people to interview in that. And I had one of the things that I found was really helpful is I asked the people that I was interested in before I even met with them in person. I asked if they could look at my current content on my Charlie brand, on the ecom brand, and say, can you take that content or go on the page and I want you to make like a montage video for me. It doesn't have to be long, 30 seconds. I just want to see if you're able to do that. This was going to give me the ability to see if they could think on their own and be creative, how many questions they're going to ask. Are they going to be able to do it? What's the quality going to look like? Can they figure out on their own how to just download the video from somebody else's page? Like most people that work with content how to do that, especially if you have, any brands that you should be able to know how to re-download your video, right? So I just left them to it and I wanted to see what came back. That was an awesome way to test out where some people couldn't even be bothered doing it. So I would never hear from them again, right? Had a super long phone interview, but then once I asked them to do here, put in 20 to 30 minutes and just get me a quick little something. I mean, I say 20 to 30 minutes, I guess if you're applying for a job and it's the right person, it probably took you a lot longer, but I found that it really gave me an insight to that person and their creativity and their eye for detail. So we did that. And I ended up only interviewing in person one person. And I looked her up on LinkedIn and I thought, oh, you know what? She looked a little bit too businessy, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to get her in anyway. She made me a great little piece of content. And I think because we're hairdressers, like we don't really have LinkedIn profiles as much. So I'm like, oh, this girl in the pencil skirt, she's way too businessy. I don't know like if she'll be able to fit the role or whatever. So I have her in and she ends up absolutely being a catch. So we get her in, she starts creating content for us. And when I explained the brand at first, my idea was, I want you in as a content creator, but I don't know where this role is going to go. And I'm going to see where this role goes with you. And now I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Amber, and she's here with us today. She has been a part of my business for the last year and a half, and she has absolutely helped me take my business to that next level. She is probably, I don't want to say that just in case anybody else is listening, she is definitely one of the best investments that I have made in my team this far in order to help me grow my business and to have somebody that's been able to be alongside me and be able to work on all those passion projects that I so wanted to work on. And when shit hits the fan, that the momentum doesn't stop because I have somebody there keeping things in line. So I'm going to introduce you to Amber. I want to ask Amber some questions today of just about her role and what we've basically what we've achieved in the last year and a half, and hopefully just give you a little bit of insight of like taking that next step sometimes and having that sacrifice and knowing that, yes, that might be a costly, like a big cost to you as a brand, but what it can do for you into having somebody that's like by your side, helping you get to that next level, do those things that you can't fit in anymore because there's just too many things to do. Most of us have small kids. Most of us, are trying to just keep our heads above water sometimes. And so without having that extra person helping you, and I don't mean just like the salon coordinator or the salon manager, like somebody in like the trenches with you, building your brand, it is just next level what that can do for you. So here's Amber. We call her my EA, which stands for Everything Amber. And she has been with me for a year and a half now. Amber, I would love for you to just tell me a little bit about coming onto the team and how about what you expected when you first came on? Like, what were you expecting that role to be like?
First off, hello, Rebels. Second, I would never wear a pencil skirt, but that's okay. I think it was business pants in my profile picture on LinkedIn. But to answer your question, honestly, I know in the Seek ad, you said content creator across your 3 businesses. So I knew definitely content creation, primarily in the salon. And then when I spoke to you on the phone for the initial interview, I was like, oh, okay, this girl has a lot going on. But it honestly excited me because I was like at that stage where I finished school and I was working in retail and I was like, I need to get a big girl job. And my mum sent me this ad and so I applied and I was like, I just need to just find out what I like. And so when I sent in the video and I came in and you're like, okay, so going to throw you into the deep end, just take content and just put it together. I want to see how fast you want to do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, I think I honestly just expected content creation. And then you're like, how do you feel about packing orders? And I'm like, yep, that's fine. Let's do that. And then I think, I don't know what happened from there. It just snowballed into me doing a bit of everything. And I just said...
Hence everything Amber.
Hence everything Amber. And here we are. I do literally a little bit of everything. And it's very interesting every day. And yeah.
We're trying to get Amber to clarify when people ask her what she does, like for work, that what would you say right now if somebody... So I'm asking you, hey, Amber, what do you do for work?
So I work for a business owner with 3 businesses and I work across her marketing and business operations. That's what I try to say. And they're like, oh, what do you do day to day? That
sounds way less messier than what it actually is.
Less messier, but I practice in the mirror. So.
Yeah. So Amber has basically come on board and has taken a step in like all the directions. So I think what I love about you is how keen you are to learn like everything. So anytime there's an opportunity to learn a new skill, you are there with me learning that. And I think that can be really hard to find. And you constantly, I think, motivating each other in that sense, which has been really helpful for me. Because a lot of the time when you're thinking about doing a new skill, it's like, you're the one upskilling yourself, you're doing it on your own, but to have somebody to like talk about those things with has been really great. So what would you say would probably be like the biggest achievement that you have had coming on board?
That's probably the hardest question you could ask me.
Okay, so how about what are some of the achievements that you've had instead of the achievement?
Because, I mean, we've had so many achievements, but I would say, we built out a website. I was very proud of myself for that one. I've never done that. Even just everything across marketing and ads and seeing the high return on that when we look at the insights, I'm just like mind blown. But then also when I finally, obviously to do with content creation, when I finally kind of nailed the social media for the salon and you were like, yeah, like you're smashing it. Don't need to go back and be like, it'll delete that.
Yeah, when I stopped telling you to make changes.
Yeah, I think something clicked. I don't know what it was, but something clicked. I think from the nest being you, like obviously getting to know you more and how you speak. I then took that and then put that in the copy. And yeah, I think honestly that's probably the biggest achievement.
And I think that's the thing, right? Like if you were to hire an outsider to do your content, it would take a really long time for them to get that. Like they would eventually get there, but it would take them probably twice as long.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it probably took you a good 9 months or so to start really hitting your stride in
Definitely.
content creation. And that is something that you do need. It does take a long time to get and to understand our brand voice, right?
Yeah.
So understanding that and not making things sound cringy or how to
Bad
make
habit of that.
yeah. She loves a little cringe. Not making things sound cringy. Can you tell me like what is working right now with content for you, like in the salon? Like what trends are you seeing, or what things are actually getting more attention?
So for the salon, definitely carousel posts. I reckon, so I do the one with text on the actual carousel post on a video, and I think that kind of smashes out of the water. For the stories, Samara does our stories, one of the stylists in the salon.
Do you know this has been so amazing? Can you just talk about how, you know how I was saying before, I was saying that it is so hard to get somebody to be consistent. And because I've hired you, you have been able to get somebody to be more consistent because you have the time to check that they're doing the things all the time. Before, what I was doing is I would hire somebody that was like a stylist, hopefully that they would get the content done, and I'd be doing other things. And it would be like, I have hired people before that would be getting like a bonus a week to do the content, and then I would turn around and go, I've been paying you for like 8 weeks and you haven't posted one thing in 8 weeks, but I've still been paying you weekly. But because my head's just spinning and I'm doing all these other things,
Can't check in.
that I didn't check in. I just figured that they were doing the job.
Yeah.
And now you can make sure now you're starting to delegate to the team, which is really cool.
I went to Charlie, hey, could I actually manage Samara with this? Thanks. And it was good because she said yes. And I think it was a nice little extra kind of ownership that I have. It's nice working with Samara, but with stories especially, doing the polls.
Can you just talk about what we're doing with Samara? Just to give some insight.
So for context, she does one story every day. She gets a little bonus each week for doing that. Me and her do on Tuesday a quick kind of powwow, look at what went well the week before and then try and think of something new, kind of piggyback off of that, try and get obviously some engagement with the stories, be a little bit more interesting for the clients that we want back in to nurture them. So with that, we're finding that when you ask them questions, when you want them to engage with the story, they're really liking it. Just kind of more of a educational story doesn't do as well unless you get their feedback or, which makes sense.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's just like, people want to, feel like they have a say in
they want to give
where
their
they're
opinion.
spending their time. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But I think those are definitely working, definitely more with team. The funny little team videos that the juniors do, the TikTok trends always do well. Sometimes
it
hard
is
to get them to do.
It is such a relief
time.
for me to not have to do that anymore, to like try to encourage people. I think it's helpful too that you are a lot younger than me, and I think that relating to the younger girls a little bit easier is kind of nicer than like me being like, you guys have to make a TikTok for me right now, or you guys, I want you guys to make something, make it funny, like it's like,
don't know how, but make it funny, make me laugh.
You get to be like that fun one, to like encourage them to do that and make it fun and make it funny. And I don't have to like nag them to be, creating things like that, which is awesome.
It's almost like when you let them, I kind of just say, do you have any ideas? Like, do you have any inspo? Like, I trust you guys, because when they came to me with like some ideas, and they even like sometimes come to you like, oh, what do you think about this? Then I'm just like, yep, do it. Let's see how it kind of turns out. And then they'd like giggle on the way to your office and show you. And I think like from that, almost allowing them to have the creative freedom to be like, what about this? And I'm like, yep, that's funny. I mean, if it doesn't really do well on social media, at least like you guys had a good time and like the girls can laugh as well and look at it, and I mean they will like it and hopefully they'll comment, so almost guaranteed to actually do well. But having that little bit of freedom, same with Samara, like, but I'll be like, oh, I have this idea, but what do you think? Like, what are you finding is working? Do you have any like fresh ideas? I think getting them a bit more involved rather than being like, oh, like, guys, I think you should do this. Which I do sometimes, but I'm like, is this funny?
Getting them
sometimes
to think,
I'm not.
Getting them to think on their own, I think, is really good. So for context, just for if anybody, everybody always likes to know these things, but so my junior stylist, she's third year, and I give her $100 a week bonus to post 5 stories a week while she's at work. And I think she does one on a Sunday and Monday. Or
I think it's 6.
Oh, is it 6?
6 now. So Sunday, Monday, we kind of roll into one because that's when we're closed. And then Wednesday she would draft one when she's at work. So then it's like done when she obviously is paid for it. And then she would just at home go into drafts, post.
And I think it's been just like, it's a nice little bonus. It gets her sort of doing something different in the salon, and it's not like too hefty of a chore. And it's one of those things that it's like you test out. So what we did first is we tested it out first, and we were like, okay, do this for like a month. If you can show me that you can be consistent with it, then I will go to put an incentive on it. And I know like $100 isn't a lot, but it is a good amount for, we are already at work anyways. You know, it's not like
gaps sometimes,
and it's not you're not editing stuff, right? It's just a story. So like doing a story is so much less work than putting together a long reel. So it's kind of a nice way, because that was one thing that we were really missing before is the stories. And I can say that I can see the difference in our insights, just having that consistency on there, which has been good.
Always having a story.
I feel bad sometimes because I don't check our account all the time. And so I don't look at stuff. And then I'm like, oh, when did that get posted? Like, you know,
when did we do this?
This episode is brought to you by the Biz Tool, and lucky for you, it is Black Friday. And as all Black Friday businesses, most of them are running a huge sale, including ours. We have 20% off our entire site for Black Friday through till Cyber Monday. If you guys hit the link below, we will send you straight to the sale. Enjoy, get them while they're hot, because we only do a Black Friday sale. So you've been doing the content creation. I think we've done so many other projects. We've built out websites. Now we help other people with their ads. That's probably to me, like, I never in a million years thought that we would be able to not only learn how to do our own ads, but do them so well. Like, if you guys don't know what ROAS means, ROAS is return on ad spend. So for every dollar, how many dollars you get back. We somehow are doing over on some of our ads over $100, like over 100 ROAS. Like, that is insane.
I think one of them's at 122. I had a look yesterday.
So for every dollar we're spending on ads, on that ad, we're getting $122 back. Like, that is wild. And the fact that we taught ourselves that ourselves, and I think that goes with the best thing about doing this with 2 people is that me and Amber doing it together, we've been able to learn the skill, and exactly just like saying she did 5 stories and you saying 6, like, you get to pick up the things that, like, we pick up the things that each other miss. So when we are doing something together, it's just that whole, like, 2 heads are better than 1, right? Like, we are learning at, like, almost double the speed because we're retaining the information better because we're doing it at the same time. So instead of having to, you know, sometimes you have to do something like so many times to remember it. But when you do it together, it's like we've just been able to really get things done faster and pick up where the other person is lacking. And I think we've just complemented each other like that so much. But that also goes because you are such a determined person to upskill, and you are just like, you're a total yes girl. Like you're like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll try it. I'll get on the podcast today, whatever it is. And that's always going to open you up to more opportunities. Right. Whereas some people come on, they don't want to do something because they don't have the skills yet. So they're too afraid to do it. And then they don't do it and they miss the opportunities when it comes at them. And now we have clients that we are running ads for and getting them amazing results. And like, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when we took you on as a content creator. And now we have started.
Like that we're at this stage, or I've like this amount of knowledge, or, but it also shows that obviously I say yes to everything, but then you also give me the opportunity to say yes. So obviously it's definitely a reflection on you as well, and you want to look at your team, see your team grow and grow with you. So I don't think I would be at the place I am now with literally anyone else. And so I'm very lucky.
That's really sweet.
We're just being so nice to each other.
Oh, she's such a brown noser, isn't she? Just kidding.
Guys.
She's actually just that nice. I love you, Amber.
Love you.
But it's been really cool to just see us grow together. And had I not taken that opportunity to like find somebody, and I think like that's the thing, like when I was looking for a content creator, it's like I didn't really know what I wanted. It's like I always dreamed about having like somebody in my business that was doing the things with me. Like I love that we are just like excited about the opportunities that we get in the business. You're like literally like, my biggest fangirl, like, and it absolutely helps me on a day-to-day basis when sometimes you just feel like you're doing a shit job, especially with what we went through at the beginning of the year. Like having somebody that was just like by your side and like getting you through that it made such a difference that I don't know how I would have gotten through that if I didn't have someone like you on my team. And so that has been amazing. And I think when people are thinking about taking that next person on and having somebody like an EA or content creator, like you can create whatever role you want. Like you don't have to have somebody. I think sometimes we think, remember how long it took me to get you a contract when you first started? And I was like,
because we didn't know like
I didn't know what to put in the contract. Yeah, like what are you?
Call me, like who even knows?
Yeah.
But I think that's the most interesting thing about it. Like I'm proud that I'm like, I don't really know what my role is because I do so many things and I know how to do so many things.
Yeah, like what an interesting, like if I were ever to quit my job, I would want your job. Just like being able to do a bunch of different things and kind of have that journey. It's been really cool to see somebody else do that and I always love that about having a team. Like taking somebody on and watching somebody grow is so much more. There's so much joy in that. Than taking somebody on and just like plunking them a position and never watching them do anything else but that, But we've absolutely smashed it. We're starting to offer mentorship to clients, which is something that I always said that we wouldn't do. And now, because I feel like we've gotten to a point where we can actually have the space to carve out to offer that.
Yeah.
And that has happened because we have gotten our business to that point where we've put in the systems and the processes and the leadership within the salon that we can now help other people, and we see how much impact that is.
Practicing what you're preaching.
Yes, and exactly. So Amber, last question from me is, where do you see yourself and your role growing now?
I mean, hard to say. I've grown a lot. I mean, I would say kind of where I am, what I'm doing, but perhaps more ownership within the marketing space for the Biz Tool. Like we get so big that that I'm on as the marketing coordinator
You're not doing the
will
marketing anymore. You're just directing it.
I'm directing you all to do it. No, I'd probably still do it. But yeah, almost like step up into that leadership, and I obviously have ownership over my role now, but that little bit more. But yeah, I think just keep on growing the Biz Tool and the Nest and all the other businesses. It's kind of hard to say. It's hard to pinpoint exactly kind of where I see us going, but that's almost the fun in it as well, because like we could go up and anywhere, but I think I don't know how to say it, like I could almost end up anywhere because you would give me that freedom to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because like when I think about when people talk about having goals or they have this vision and they have this thing that they want to get to, I've always said, like, I've never been a person that has like goals like that. Like I don't have an end goal. It's just like, what are we doing next week? Like I don't have this vision of like, this is where I'm trying to go.
Kind of almost hinders you a bit.
Yeah, because
it's like, why can't I go a step further?
Yeah, because I want to see next week. I might change my mind. I change my mind all
I get bored
the time. I'll have a better idea next week than I did this week. Yeah. And so I think that keeps it exciting, right? Like we'll just see what opportunities like we get and where it goes. And we're really learning like what we really like to do, I think. And I think that's what's been really exciting. It's like we'll start doing something and then we'll go, you know what? I didn't like doing that. Let's scrap that. Or like halfway through starting a project, I'll be like, no, fuck that. Let's chuck it out. I don't actually want to do it. Why would I want to spend my whole day doing that? Like it's okay. And I think that's why we work so well is because you're so flexible. And I think you need to have a flexible person to work with you in a role like that if you are like myself, because like what you would have to say, like, I'm pretty all over the place sometimes. Like I'm like 1 minute, like 1 minute I'm smoking a joint and the next minute I'm reading the Bible. Like you just don't know what's going to happen next.
And like, that's what makes it fun. Who knows? When she calls me in the morning, I'm like, all right, what 10 ideas do we have on today?
Yeah. So I think it's good to have somebody that's like really open and flexible to just like having that. I think having a little bit more spontaneousness in your business, because when you get older too, like my age, I've got kids, it can really feel like groundhog-ish, right? Like you could be doing the same thing day to day. I mean, running a salon, you're never doing the same thing. Every day is a different day. Somebody does something that shocks you all the time that you've never heard of or seen before. Like it happens, right? But I think having somebody that is open to being fine with that and that spontaneousness, it can be really fun and exciting. And it makes business really exciting when you have somebody that like enjoys all those things. Yeah. So yeah.
Can I give a little note to the listeners? I think if you are looking for someone in my role, like a content creator, like Charlie looking at my resume is probably like, well, she's never been in a content creator role for a salon. But the fact that she was like, okay, I'll try her out. Let's get her on the phone. Let's get her to do a task. And then you got me in for a trial. It's like giving those people the chance to prove themselves and not just close that door because, they don't have like experience or they might not have like a film degree or something. I think it's very important, not to do that. So then, because someone could be like such a motivated person, like wanting to learn, which I think that's where like I was at. I was like, I want to get into like this creative industry and do it and prove myself, but I just like needed to someone to give me the chance to do that. Yeah. And you did that. And so it's like you gave me the chance and I was like, yep, let's do this. I want to learn more and blah, blah, blah. So I think giving
totally
be open
and
to
in
anyone.
Like a budget point of view, it was better for me because I could take somebody on that wasn't asking for too much. And sometimes you might hire somebody that has some experience that you have to pay them more than you can afford because it's a new position that you have to work that new position into your budget. You're not making money out of that position right away. And so I think it's really important to take somebody that like you're just hungry to learn and you want to prove yourself because you don't have the experience. I think it makes you like go after it more to prove yourself. Where if you're like, I don't know, feel like I'm an influencer, I make my own content, like I can do it for myself, I can do it for anybody, or like it just totally depends on the personality. Like, you know, I think your position, you really are hiring on like, I mean, I guess most positions, but like personality and your ability to learn and how hungry you are to get to that next level.
And learn.
Yeah.
Get in the door.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for being on here today with me.
Thank you.
Last minute, like we like it.
Yeah.
And we will put down below our link to the Biz Tool, which depending on when you're listening to this, because if it's near Black Friday, we are going to have some epic sales on. But
a new website.
On our new website. That new website will be on. It won't be new anymore. It'll look old, but it was new.
Yeah.
Right? Don't tell them.
Sorry.
Don't tell them. It's always looked like that. It's always looked that good. And if you can please just give us 5 stars and follow along so you don't miss out on our next show. And please write to us. We love it when we get DMs and stuff. If you guys have listened to our podcast and you have any ideas of things that you'd like us to talk about in the future, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. We are always super friendly. We don't bite and hard. Just nibble. Anyways.
Bye, rebels.
Okay, bye guys.